The weird thing about reading his journals is even when he was at Stanford, I would see things that I recognized. So the very first thing, actually, as long as we're getting into Silicon Valley history, Charles de Gaulle came here to get a tour of the industrial park in, I think it was 1960, maybe 59. And it was a big deal. And when his motorcade left town, they actually came down Waverly Street in Palo Alto, just roaring down Waverly Street. And I have a very clear memory of it because de Gaulle was in an open limo and it was so striking to see him. And also the neighborhood kids, the Steinhardts, they were older than me. Actually, one of them dressed up as Napoleon and lay in the gutter. And so that had this big impact. And I was reading Stewart's journal, and he was, he studied 2 species of tarantula for his undergraduate thesis at Stanford. He was driving out to Searsville Lake on that same day, and de Gaulle's motorcade came by him. So that was the very first reference. The first time, and so I was in the Whole Earth Truck store a little bit. I would show up there, but it was not it was not magnetic to me. I remember it. But then I went to work for this little weekly, the first weekly of the personal computer industry. It was my first job. I had been a starving freelancer for half a decade here in the Valley before I got that job, and I was at a Comdex in probably 82 or 83, and I had been invited to a party for the Epson printer division. This audience will probably appreciate that, which was in a hotel on the Strip. And I was standing in front of the largest bowl of cooked shrimp I'd ever seen in my life. And on the other side, there was Stewart Brand. And I went, oh, I get it. Because, I wouldn't get it for a while, but John Doerr ultimately said that personal computer industry was the largest legal accumulation of wealth in history. He said that again about the internet, but the first time he said it was about the personal computer industry. And so I immediately understood that we were both being sucked into this vortex. And of course, in Stewart's case, it didn't have a happy ending. His agent had talked him into a software version of the Whole Earth Catalog, the Whole Earth Software Catalog, which got the largest trade advance in history, and then failed miserably because it was just the wrong thing. So he wasn't always in the right place at the wrong time. Some places he was at the right place at the wrong time. But the first time I really met him and got to talk to him was at the first Hackers Conference.